So, welcome, episode 2. Here we go. It's time for the second edition of our podcast that we started doing, myself and Grant. And over the next few weeks, we're going to get more and more people involved in the next sort of chapters of the information we talk about and subjects we talk about. And we've got some more tech now. We've got some microphones for a change, which actually
got a good light.
We've got a proper light, and we've got a pro behind the camera helping us a little bit more, which is much better than it was before. I was just looking at myself and Grant just looking silly.
Yeah.
There you
So
go.
we've got Alex on board now. So 3 of us and 4. It's my phone. Didn't worry, wasn't it?
Yes, okay.
I know. Should have muted it. So it's going in the right direction, mate, isn't it?
It is.
You know, obviously stuff that we don't know, then Alex knows, and stuff me, just let it ring, it's fine. It's like doing it live.
It is.
That'll
happen.
Yeah. Things are going in the right direction, and we're getting a little bit more professional, mate, aren't we?
We're trying to. We're doing our best.
We're trying, yeah.
It's looking at what everybody else does and we're sort of seeing what makes sense, what makes it more engaging. But anyway, so where are we? So what's happened since the last episode we did? Yes.
Well, you've had a trip.
I had a trip, yes. So I went
very jealous about your trip.
With a group of friends of mine went to the Gent Wevelgem sportive in Belgium, which I'd recommend to anybody. I think it's an absolutely fantastic intro to riding in Belgium. It has a couple of cobbled sections, more pavé. I would say there is a difference. But only real cobbled climb is the Kemmelberg, which it's a beast. It's not hard. Yes, it is. It's very hard. It's about 21%, and it just comes into a blind corner. Off you go.
So how many sportives? 2 distances, or?
There are 4 distances: 65k, there's 90k, 125k, 145k, and 220k. Thank you very much.
Wow.
So it's remarkably well signposted. You can have the GPX if you want. The only one that's, I would say, is a little bit flaky on the arrows and GPX is probably the 220, which Andy Davis can talk to at length because he's gone wrong a couple of times, not because of him, but because of the signage. But it goes right out to Japan from Wevelgem. It's a proper hard ride. And riding in Belgium is all about the wind and the weather. And the
weather was good?
The weather was actually exceptionally good. It wasn't wet.
Windy?
It was a little bit windy. The temperature felt about 8 or 9 degrees. It wasn't super warm in the morning, and it did warm up though. But it was, Alex Davies rode, Andy Davis rode, lots of people that I know rode, Spencer Hillier and Ryan. It's their first ever cobbled event in Belgium, and they're absolutely hooked now.
Yeah.
Which really surprised me because I thought they'd love it or hate it, and they've gone the opposite, and they do love it. And like I said, I'd recommend it. It's a great kind of kick-off to your sportive season.
Yeah,
I would
start
say.
the year.
Start the year because it gets you into the mood, and it's well organised. At the end, you have a beer, and eventually.
So it must be a huge event if there's 4.
It's big. I mean, you start at 6:30. You can start at 6:30, depending on what distance you want to do. Most of us start about 8, just after 8 sort of time, and you're back about sort of 2-3 o'clock. And you get a T-shirt or a medal. Entirely up to you.
One or the other.
Yeah, or in some cases 2, like me. I'd like to. There you go. A medal and a T-shirt. Yes.
King's flag.
Absence very important. Please, goodies. But my problem is I borrowed a friend's bike. He had electronic gears on his gravel bike, and I used that because mine had a problem last minute. So
I was going to say, so gravel bike because of the tyres.
I would say road bike's fine as long as you've got 28-inch tyres and a nice cassette on the back for that climb at the back. I would say a lot of people will do it on a gravel kind of bike, really. But a decent road bike with 28s is fine, I would say. But
did you done it, Alex?
Mm-hmm.
What did you do?
I did it on my road bike.
Not your new one?
No, not the new one. No. The winter bike.
The winter bike.
That is not Pinarello country.
And what? No. And what was you? 28 tyres.
Yes.
Was it alright?
Yeah.
Yeah. Found alright.
I mean, the mountain bike, the ones I had on the gravel bike were 32. The one, and they were knobbly too, which arguably slowed up a little bit. But so I got riding with Ryan and my 2 of my mates. We got to Ypres, where there's normally a feed station, which there wasn't this time, and my gears aren't changing. I'm thinking,
oh no,
why my gears aren't working? And I thought it was the Di2 battery at the back, and I took it out, put it back on, reset it, fine, nothing wrong with the battery. So discovered that the bike I borrowed hadn't had its Bluetooth wireless. It had those little batteries, C2 or 32s in the levers, and he hadn't changed them for 5 years. So they went, and at that point, I was in a world of redness. It was nothing more than rage. So I wasn't interested in trying to find
Was
a
this
shop.
early on, or?
No, it was about 30k in, so it's 30k in. So at that point, I had a choice. I can spin like a hamster, because it goes into emergency mode
Yeah.
for the rest of it, which is silly. I never got home, it'd be there now. Or I could take the easiest route with 65k, and I just had to bite the bullet and just go that way. But the positive thing is I've never done that 65k route before, and it was beautiful. It was unbelievable because of the weather.
What was you gonna do? What route?
125. That's my plan.
Okay, is that what you do most?
I do normally do 125.
Yeah.
It's just a great route because you go past all the memorial sites for the war graves, and it's in Flanders Field. So you go past where the Christmas truce was signed during World War One.
Yeah.
You go past that. It's amazing to see that. You go up a thing called Plug Streets, which takes you up to a place called Hill 61, which was a ridge. It was just endless trenches, and that was, you go through all that, and it's quite humbling. And you go past all the memorial war graves, and there are so many of them. It's unbelievable. So
Is there a lot of people that are out watching it?
Yeah, so it was so amazing.
Belgians love it, don't they?
Going through Ypres was fantastic. It was all these kids all lined up, streaming through.
Yeah.
And you are Matthew Van der Poel, right? You are absolutely.
Yeah, but that's
Matthew
cool,
Van-
because it gives you massive adrenaline rush.
I was like, this is it, because I had the problem, and I had nothing else, but I could make the most of this. And I was slapping all their hands, going, yes, it was the best.
Cool.
And so the Belgians are out there, and they're on corners shouting at you, and it's so lovely. It's very nice to see that. So that was. That's what I did at the weekend, and we went to go and watch the race on the Sunday on the Kemmelberg, and that's they fly up that it's like we're
What is the percentage of that?
21%.
You sent me a video of it, and I said you did, and I was like,
Yeah.
that's unreal. How quick they're going up there.
And they're flying, and you're like,
it's even quicker when you're there.
You're going like it's slow motion. You think this is embarrassingly
Yeah.
slow, and you go bang up it. And even the ones that are the stragglers that get dropped off a little bit because they're mechanical, they're flying up it. So it's inspiring to see. And they go up that twice. We hung around to watch it once, and again that hill was absolutely rammed full of locals because the weather was great as well.
Yeah.
And it's there's lots of British go to that event. So it's I think it's the second biggest attended Belgian sportive with British people.
And is it the same every year? Same weekend?
It's It's the last. It's the back end of March every year. So weather's it's a bit moody.
Hit and miss.
Yeah.
So what's the cost of doing the sportive?
The sportive,
kind of going out there and
Yeah.
accommodation. Because if people want to go out there and do that, what?
So you're looking
how
at
much?
depends whereabouts you stay. I mean, you can stay in all kinds of different places. We tend to stay in Wevelgem, Kortik, which is 8k from the start.
Right.
It's a nice, easy, flat ride. And we stay in a hotel, and that's about 120, 140 quid a night. But it's a spa hotel. It's really nice. It's got a pool and everything for afterwards. A superb chilled bar, which is very essential. And
In the room?
No, I wish so. No, there was a bar,
was.
but I never used it this time. Yeah, so that was. They've got that there, and obviously we tend to share lifts, so 3 or 4 of us will go in one car, so you can do the Eurotunnel. You just literally get on that drive on, drive off. It's
So
about an hour and a bit.
So bikes in the hotel?
Bikes,
hotel room
they have a lockup,
Okay.
so you can put all the bikes in one location. So it's just logistics of getting there with your mates, sorting out, splitting the costs around the travel for the Eurotunnel. Then it's the hotel. I normally share with somebody. You can put up with my snoring, which is great. And then there's meals on top of that and a few beers.
I remember that for Italy, mate.
Yeah, well,
We shacked up.
yeah, I do a bit. And then there's what else is there? There's the food, and they're normally good. The food's pretty well priced out there, so you've got to look at those costs. Really, it's not major though.
So how many days? How many nights?
So you go out on the Friday.
Yep.
So it's 1 to 2 nights. So and you stay over there on the Saturday. You go back on the Sunday, but we normally go back later on the Sunday.
So the sportives on the Saturday,
race on the Sunday.
race on Sunday,
Yeah.
then home Monday.
No, then home Sunday.
You go home on Sunday.
Yeah, it's great.
So 3 days.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great weekend.
Mm.
We're doing it for quite a few years now. Now Alex has
sounds
done it for, I think, 2 or 3 times. No, 2 times now she's ridden it. And it's great.
Did Andy go?
Andy did
Yeah.
20. He did 220.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he got lost a couple of times. He went with me at that. It's not his fault. It was
Anyone else in your group done the 220 with him?
Last year, not this year.
Not
Last year, Phil. Not for no, it was the year before. Actually, it was Phil Porteous and a chap called Jeff Roberts. He's very good.
So how did he do?
He did all right. I mean, they got round. It's a slog of a day. It's
How many hours in the saddle?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. A
7.
lot.
7 hours in the
So he left at 6:30.
And what was it? 200
220 k.
220k.
Let me get. You're going to have
What's the
one.
conversion of that miles? 160?
Something like that. Yeah, what you said. That's it.
Yeah.
But it's it's. I would never want to do that. I'd never want to. Me, it's 125 or 90.
Yeah.
But I have to say, the 65 was really beautiful. It was beautiful. I couldn't make because I was really angry and hacked off with the mechanic. But I thought, you know what? The people were lovely.
Mm.
It's great. I mean, I was enjoying it. My mates are all there. I mean, what's not to love?
Yeah.
It was really good. So I really enjoyed it.
So mountain bikes or not?
No, I would say
No.
some people do it on mountain bikes. They're shorter, it's less experienced. I'd say most people do it on. There's loads and loads of high-end bikes there with 28 or 32-inch tyres. That's it. And I think I wouldn't use deep rims, not on those cobbles.
No.
Even though it's parabellum cobbles, there was plenty of bikes I saw with issues. Okay, high-end actually.
Mm.
So it's just it's common sense stuff really. But it's high gearing and thick tyres.
Mm.
It's great. And I wish I'd started riding in Belgium 20, 25, maybe 30 years ago, and I hadn't. I just thought it felt too hard, it felt too distant for me to actually do. And once you do it, everything after that is open door to you. And it really is. You can do if you can do that right. There's nothing you can do on a bike. You can't do on a bike.
Yeah.
Because it's going to. Actually, you've got everything chucked at you. You've got the weather, you've got the wind, you've got the cobbles.
Yeah.
Okay, you've got at the start quite a lot of people all over the place. And then it just thins out as you get out of Wevelgem and head towards Ypres, which is a beautiful, beautiful town city. But yeah, that's what I did at the weekend.
That's what you did the weekend. Yeah, I was very jealous, mate. The pictures were just wicked. And
Come next time, mate. Come if you can. Wangle it.
I'm going to, mate. Yeah, I'll try and get to that because Belgium it's just great, and it Belgium and I've always, as I said, I don't know whether I said it on the last podcast, but I always every year I'm like, right, I'm going to go to cyclocross this year. I'm going to go to watch cyclocross this year, but I never go. But they just look.
The thing is, as well,
so good.
It's all
Like the
about
atmosphere.
it's doing it with mates, and what you have to do is, I think you just have to say, just book it.
Yeah,
If
just
we
got to
don't,
commit.
we don't make. Everyone talks about making things happen. We just have to just do it and commit, and then you'll have to do a little bit of training, and you'll have to do something because you don't want to turn out and not enjoy it.
Mm.
So that's what got me doing it. There's other people saying, "Well, we're going that trip." So I'm like, "Well, I'm not Lisa yet, but I'm going." So there you go.
So do you always book it in a group, or do most of you in the group that went this year always go every year?
What we did was got a group which is more than 8 called the Flanders 8. I don't know where that came from now. We have a WhatsApp group and we just basically say, okay, this is the day, who's in for it? We put it out a general post to see who's interested because, if I'm honest, you don't want too big a group because if it gets too big a group, it becomes less cohesive. They don't gel. It's hard to get someone to eat together and that sort of thing. And you want to keep it where people, people enjoy it. So it's normally like-minded people who want to try it and want to give it a go. We've done it a couple of years. We had a really big group. We just couldn't get a restaurant anywhere. We're eating elsewhere. So
is it busy because of what's going on?
It is. A lot of it's
hard to get.
A lot of it's timing. It's when you go to eat because we had no problems really at all this year. Everywhere we went to, we got in no problem at all. But it was because you want to have steak and frites. That's basically steak and frites and mayonnaise, and that's what you have. But, I had another problem though. I had a bit of a.
You said
I don't know. I'm not a big. I'm not a big drinker. I don't normally drink that much. Outside of when I'm with my mates, if I go out In the summer, I drink a little bit more, but I don't drink much. And I think I did just a bit too much to drink. I was a little bit on the Friday
Did you
night.
get pissed, Chippo?
I didn't get pissed. No, I got.
Tipsy?
Oh no, I wasn't hammered. I was fine. It was just that it hadn't.
Is this after the sportive?
No, it had an effect on the Sunday on my stomach, and which was caused me to have to sprint to a festival toilet in Kemmel Village. I've never run so fast in my life, and got there just in time. That's all I'll say. So.
And that was the drink?
Yeah, I put it down to the drink.
What were you drinking?
It was
Belgian
beers, and then I had Belgian beers, a mix of several. There you go. I'm not the young man I was, you see. There you go.
Yeah, I know. That's why I don't drink, mate. Because I'm 3-4 days. Hang on.
But I found that I think I found my drink of choice, which is G&T. I can drink G&T. Okay, doesn't have an effect, not really, and a small amount of wine.
Hmm.
Sound like an ancient man, but that's what you have to do. You have to be controlled. You have to know your poison, don't you?
You do, mate.
And beer is
poison.
so. When I go to New York in a week or so, I'm going to be.
Yeah, so you're off again, mate.
Yeah, I've got a very understanding.
When's everyone going?
So we they're all the club that I'm in going. They're going on the 9th to the 16th, and I'm going out a little bit early with some other friends as well at the same time. We're going out on the 5th, which is Saturday. Get in
This Saturday.
That's right, sir. This Saturday.
So you're not here, mate, for the
100.
no, the break. Refuel Ride Collective Sunday.
I'm not around for that. No, I'll send you some pictures.
Is it the 100k?
It's the 100 mile.
100
And
mile
they finish here
on the
Sunday.
High Wycombe.
Yeah, it is. It's our reliability ride, which anyone can ride. You haven't got to be a club.
So when's that? Sunday or Saturday?
It's Sunday,
It's Sunday.
and they'll be the 100 miles from finishing here. I'm very hungry, I should think.
So they're finishing here. Okay, I'll have to.
All rides finish here.
They do. Well, there's a reliability ride. When was I working here? Sunday.
Yeah,
There's a reliability ride.
yeah.
Because a couple of the High Wycombe boys turned up and they said about it, and they said, "Oh, we're the first group." Did Andy do it? No, he wasn't here.
No, but the thing is, it's your location is very delicate.
Yeah.
You've got a
we spoke about that.
location.
It's a good location where we are. It's kind of like the centre, isn't it, of kind of everything.
It's just the precursor before Hills and all that stuff, and then Pass. So so I'm there next week, and that's.
So you're off Saturday.
Yeah, and I'll tell you all about that when I get back. How that goes. Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, let us know how that goes, mate. And then reliability ride for the High Wycombe Club Sunday.
And you've also got a beam ride.
So I've got my So I started a break refuel ride. It was club, but then we had a chat and said, "Oh, let's call it collective."
It just
Just sounds
club. I always think.
too many rules with.
I think with clubs, people have and this is no degradation to any cycling club, but I just think club. When you talk about cycling, it creates a vision in your mind of competition, of fast people, thin people, all going really well and looking great. Whereas if and it puts people off who maybe want to have a go, and just they maybe haven't tried riding their bike since they were in their early teens and that sort of thing.
And that's where the break refuel ride collective comes from, doesn't it? So I mean, there was I've obviously been involved in clubs and doing the whole racing scene. And like you say, you almost feel that when you go to a club, you've got to get in that chain gang, you've got to do an average of like 23, 24 miles an hour average, and and there's a lot of people that want to ride their bikes and are pretty decent at riding their bikes, but they don't want to be in that environment.
It's too dank. Well, they might have a job where if they have an accident.
Well, exactly. The risk,
working.
the risk then goes up, doesn't it? So the collective ride that we do every other Sunday, it just kind of fills that gap of we have all walks of life, don't we? We have Caroline. How old? Caroline's. We won't say her age.
No, I forgot. Anyway, I think it's the thing about it is it's nobody wants to take or do intro rides to get people's confidence up because everyone. And I understand it because I did loads of intro rides for years with lots of people, and it didn't help me as a rider, but I kind of enjoyed it looking after people and that sort of thing. But I think everyone has a limit with that, and people have got less and less time nowadays to do that. So having something where you can go and you can do that at 55k, and say to yourself, I've just done 55k. Okay,
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
yeah.
we've done it where we've had to push people and get them round. It just builds confidence, and the loop that we have
Yes.
is a really very safe loop.
Yeah,
and
it's a great loop.
with
There's-
segments at the moment. So
That's something else that we can talk about. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
yes, we've got that now, haven't we? Is that all live?
I don't think so. Yeah, so there's going to be as part of that. Some of the people who are a little bit faster, they want to do these things. So it's having on Strava you have things called segments where some of these segments are silly. Okay, they're like little sprints, 50 yards. But this is like there's going to be a couple that are going to be like a challenge, a sort of a breakfield challenge for the.
So the
yeah.
biker being challenge.
Yeah.
So it's 15k.
I think so. It's a 15k loop which Andy's done for us, which we're going to get set up on there. Once it's working, you'll let us know, which will be soon. We can post that too. And then there is one which I managed to get renamed, which is from here,
Yeah.
Sure.
So outside the shop.
right to the top of and round the corner to Chinner Hill, which is a great one. Okay.
Oh, so past the Crown,
Yeah, straight up the hill,
all the way up Chinner Hill.
all the way up right to the top. Keep going round the corner, so you get round that little sharp end, and you're going a bit
And that's
further.
it, and it stops there.
Yeah.
So I think what we should do with that one, because it's pretty straight,
Yeah.
as I said to you, we'll get like a little sign so everyone kind of knows exactly where it starts, which would be pretty cool, because I'm not a segment hunter whatsoever, but back in the day there was a lot of people that just go out and go for segments. They want to be the king of the mountain, you know, going for that glory. But I just never knew where they were. Like I'd be out on a group ride, somebody go, right, there's a segment coming up, I'm like, well, where does it start?
Yeah,
Where does it start?
it pops up nowadays with most of the devices. It pops up and tells you, but you have to click that you want to do this. So it's not always there. So yeah, having a lot of places have got them. And if you go and do the Attack Tour, for example, in France, when that's on, you've got the there are little segment signs. Strava segment starts.
Yeah, so that'd be cool. So we'll just get one for where it starts,
Yeah.
and then where it finishes for that. And then the challenge loop will be good. And we've just got a leaderboard, top 6 in the shop, so people can just kind of come in, have a look while they're having a coffee, see if they're in that top 6, and then rub it.
Yeah.
Whoever's in there out and
That'd
put
be
their name
interesting.
in. But just creating something, that people can kind of have a little bit of fun with.
The good thing about the one from here is you've got to be careful. You can't smash up from here. Okay, so it's a clever one the way it's been done. So I said you've got to do it from the shop really.
So is it going to start right outside the shop?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what would be good, right? So when I used to do motocross when I was in schoolboys, very young, I must have been like 6, 7, 8, I was under 10. My club, other clubs done it, but my club that I was with, they done a standing start. It was like a fun day, so it wasn't race. You didn't get points or anything. So what they used to do was they used to put seats behind the start gate, and your dad or your mum would hold your motorbike.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be started. We would all be sitting down, and what they would do is they'd do the old air horn. We'd have to get up, run to our bike, start it, and then go.
It's like the Mans, isn't it? The Mans.
Yeah, so basically like that. So what we should do with that?
They go to that out there.
Yeah, no, we should.
All right, sit down.
We should sit down at one of the tables outside, have it on the rack, the bike, and then get off, get on the bike, and then do it.
I tell you what,
standing
a
start.
better idea to do that is do that specifically on one day of the year to make it a specific challenge for the year. And it could be probably on a Sunday too, and early.
Yeah,
because
we'll have to do it early.
yeah. So that would be good. So as an idea.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you get loads of cars. That's all.
Yeah, it'll have to be early, Well, we're open another hour early, aren't we, now?
Cool. Yes.
So have to accommodate all these cyclists.
So there's that. And so one thing I wanted to talk about, I'm not my phone here, let's talk about local sportives.
Yes,
Okay,
we've got a few coming up, haven't we?
We've got a couple actually, and there's ones that, and I thought about I looked at other ones outside the area which aren't doing, but I thought, hang about, what about the local stuff? So there's a Chartridge ride, which is on the 18th of May.
Is that the first one out of them?
It's the first one there, that's the first one there. And it's kind of, there's 3 distances on that, and it's lumpy because it's Chartridge. Okay, so it's up and down, which I mistakenly signed up for yesterday, which is, there you go, fine. So
on a Sunday?
I think it's a Sunday, most of them are. There's this Samaritans ride, which is on what day is it now? That's a Saturday actually, on the 28th of June, and that starts in West Wickham. and it's 3 routes. You've got a short sort of 40k loop, which actually comes past here, actually not too far. And then you've got the 50-mile route, and then you've got the 80-mile, which I designed, which is horrible, fantastic.
All in Chilterns?
It's all in the Chilterns. It goes around, all finished in West Wickham, which is good. And you've got the Thames Valley Air Ambulance, which is the 19th of July, and that starts all in Wendover, and it's got an off-road route this time because it's people want to ride gravel bikes and that sort of thing, mountain bikes.
That's cool.
So we've created an off-road one as well. And
so the off-road one will be a separate one?
It'll be apart from some event, it'll be straight up, because you're in Wendover Woods there, you go straight up into there. And you've got 2 road routes, a 50-mile and a 100-mile, and you've got the family ride as well, which is really cool. And then you've got,
cool.
I can't remember when it is, it's on a poster at the back of your thing, there's the Tame ride as well.
Oh yeah, so is this his first time doing it?
So it's the first time they've run it, okay, and it's, they've got some, obviously it's hard.
As well.
It's really, I think I've forgotten, but it's in June. But it's really hard not to do a decent route around here. Okay, so it's organised by Thames CC. It's their first one, and they'll be very good at it. Just like most local organisation clubs, they'll have be marshalled, signposted, and all that stuff. Because BC have certain standards you have to meet up to, so it'll be perfectly okay. But then there's 4 really good local sportives that you can get involved with variant routes, so it's an absolute mecca for cycling around here. Believe it or not, with the roads that are so bad, we are actually very, very lucky to have it. And
but it always has been, hasn't it?
Yeah, we just need to reduce some of the cars. And that's
I know. And I just say like the roads are bad, but the roads aren't too bad when you get proper Chilterns.
I would say right. So that's coming back from Belgium. Their worst roads are nowhere near as bad as our roads are terrible. It made me realise actually
how bad they are,
and how impatient people are, and stuff like that. It's just a European approach, which we are so close to and we should be like more. It really is. It's just courtesy and stuff like that on both sides. But so I mean, there's some great sportives to get involved in this area that. We can put the links on actually, which we'll put on the links so everyone knows where they are. And I would say, a lot of the money that from these organisations that are organised them, High Wycombe are involved in 2, and Tame have got the 1 now. And it's very much that money goes to, some of it goes to charities. I mean the Samaritans that funds them for the year, and they need it because it's not global Samaritans. It is literally. They've got to fund themselves. So it pays for the electricity to walk the tea bags. It pays for all that. And they do a mega job. Thames Valley again. That's a charity, and they've got a bigger presence because they've got the Marlow Red Kite, which kicks off in I think that's in August 31st. I think that kicks off, and that's in Marlow. But that's mega children related.
Yeah, I was going to say, is that the Chiltern 100, or is that something different?
No, the Chiltern 100.
Do they still run that?
No, it died a death, I think.
Oh, did it?
I think it was.
That was a hard sporty.
Yeah, well, there were some pieces on that. Was that? But I mean, they've got so many more now. But the Marlow Red Kite is extremely good. The atmosphere at the end. I mean, it's a really got great buzz about it. And they have sponsors, Virez Velo, who do factor bikes. They're there as well with Dean Downing. He's there as well. So it's really. It's a great event to do. I love it because you get a beer at the end with him, and it's fantastic.
Do you just do sportives to get a beer at the
You're
end?
seeing through my ruse, aren't you? And I think it's part of the adventure.
Does everyone get where you, on the weekend where you've just been? Does everyone get a beer on every?
Well, there you go. Now here was a controversial topic because when I first used to do it, it would be literally here's a token. You go to the beer tent, you get free beer, and then you'd have to buy some tokens. What they've seemed to have done this time is you'd have to queue up, get tokens, then go and get another queue to get your beer. Then they tell you, actually, you should have bought some green tokens to buy the cup to have your beer in.
All right, so it's not just handed to you when you come across the line?
No. It used to be a bit like that. It used to be like that. They've got that wrong, so we're going to put some feedback to them on that because that whole system just you didn't want to be. You wanted to go back to the hotel, which we did, and a beer there. But it's a pity because it's great. You have frites at the end. That's uncomplicated, and that was great. The burger, from what I could see, was something meat. I've no idea what it was, but I never had that. I just had the frites.
Again, it's another one that's on on the list, mate. For me
Everyone
to
should
just
do it.
sign up to.
Everyone should do it. You
Get
should
it
give it
done.
a try. Do it
Yeah.
with some mates. Go across. It's just across the water.
Yeah.
You should go and do more of it. In my
And
opinion.
what is it on the Euro tunnel?
It's about.
How long?
It depends when you book. Oh, it's 30 minutes.
Oh, 30 minutes, that's it. So where do you get it from? Where do
You go
go?
Folkestones. You drive it. The
Folkestone,
hardest and weirdest and toughest part of that journey is the English bit, which is going from here through M25
Down to
M20
Folkestone.
down to Folkestone.
Yeah, what's that, 3 hours?
It's 2 hours, more
2
or
hours?
less. And when you get there, you go and get yourself some food, get on it, sit there, and it's going. Europe's fantastic to drive it. No hassle. Not really. So that's good.
Mm.
So, there you go.
Yeah, good. So I guess with the, I don't know if it will be the next one. It may be the one after that, but we are going to talk more about the coffee. So at the moment, we get our coffee from a local roastery, which is like 20 minutes away from here in Wallingford. They're called the Dark Horse Roastery.
Ah, right, Wallingford.
So yeah, so when we first opened the coffee house, actually, we had a company, which is a really cool brand, but I think he's actually sold the company now. He's not trading anymore, but he was called Daybreak Coffee, and he was down the south coast. So he was from Cornwall. He was a surfer, and he real cool dude.
Yeah.
His name was Tom. He's a really nice fella, and when I started all this, doing the events and stuff, I just stumbled across his Instagram and just looked really cool. So reached out to him. Anyway, I was using his beans when we first got into the shop. It was just a blonde roast, just the one bean that we had.
Yeah.
But obviously, when we had the shop, we wanted to give the customers obviously that option of 2 different beans, 2 different blends. So we reached out to a local roastery. And Emily is the owner with her husband, and they have a guy down there called Ed who does all the roasting. What them two don't know isn't worth knowing about the coffee. It's unbelievable. Their knowledge is unreal. So what I wanted to do was, because the Daybreak coffee that we used was a blonde roast, and I'm a blonde roast drinker. That's my go-to. So I was like, I wanted to create a house bean that tasted like that Daybreak coffee.
Yeah.
So that's what Emily done for us. So we've got a single origin speciality coffee bean, and the beans are unreal. So, and I'm not being biased. So the country is Brazil. So it's a Brazil bean. The region, and do you know what? Claire is so good with pronunciations. I am absolutely terrible. So I'm going to try and do it. Sierra de Mantigiora, and it was chocolate, caramel, and hazelnuts. So they were the notes with the bean, and we pretty much got it nailed. So that's our house beans, which are available. We'll do a little link,
And that's what it tastes like, black. So you have it black. Because what people do is they think, well, hang on,
yeah,
I've got myself a cappuccino. It doesn't smell of that, or doesn't taste of that.
No.
Because if you have it just as an espresso.
yeah. If you have an espresso, or if you just have an Americano, you know, and have it black. Obviously, we use Lacey's milk, which is like the best milk that you can get. It doesn't get any better.
So Lacey's is a local, isn't it?
So Lacey's is a local farm. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so we try and keep everything quite local, but we just kind of, because we had such a good bean, we wanted to complement that with a nice, good milk. You know, it's a premium in it, but you know, we didn't want to just kind of use your supermarket milk. So with that, we have a dark roast, which is the Dark Horse Roastery's own beans. So we have 2 different blends in the coffee house. But yeah, so that was kind of the story behind obviously the beans. But what I want to do is not go into too much detail.
Because it's very easy to.
Very easy. And my knowledge isn't going to be nowhere near as good as Emily and Emily.
So I could come in and I could say to her, I tell you what, Grant, would you do me a dark roast?
Yeah.
Cafe Bonbon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that would be good.
Yeah,
right?
That would be good actually, because I'll tell you what, because it's sweet,
Yes.
but then you'd get that little kick from the dark roast.
Well, guess
Maybe you try that.
I will be down.
Yeah, so we introduced as well, I think it's Spanish, or the Spanish, it's massive in Spain, right, Cafe Bonbons. So it's basically condensed milk, with an espresso.
That's the best.
Yeah, so we started
Too
doing
sweet,
it in
Jimbo.
the coffee house, and so many. And do you know what? We've had customers that have come in and just said, "Oh my God, you do a cafe bonbon?"
Yeah.
We're like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
I can't believe it. You did like, and literally nowhere else does it.
Yeah.
Like we are the first ones to kind of bring it over and do
It's
it.
crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Madness.
But it's, if you've got a sweet tooth, it's sweet. It is really sweet.
It's sweet, but it's got a
is
kick,
nice.
and I
It's got
just
a kick.
think it's a bit saucy, you know.
So I have one of them before we do our ride on Sunday. If I get here early enough and get the coffee machine on, I'll have a cheeky one before we go out for a ride.
Yes, that's where the kick comes from, is it?
Yeah, that's where the kick comes from. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
haven't been down Aston Hill, freezing cold.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, we won't freeze cold soon, mate.
Well, yeah,
Weather.
I've been this year.
It's getting better weather now. So that's pretty much the coffee beans in a little bit of a nutshell. But we'll delve into it a lot more when we have hopefully Emily or Ed or both of them.
Yeah, we're getting in. That'd be good.
We'll get them in. Yeah, it'd be really good. Just kind of because we have so many people that love their coffee, and I just think, as I said, cycling coffee goes hand in hand, don't it?
It does.
So yeah, we'll talk more about that. So how long, Alex, have we been waffling?
About 45 minutes.
45.
We need to wrap up, my friend, because we will talk. This is the problem. See, so when I come into the shop and I see Grant, you've got 5 minutes in. It's like there's a queue, and it takes. But I need to not talk to him, because we just talk forever.
I know, but literally every time. Well, because I'm only working on the weekends, really. But every time one of you guys come in, I don't get a chance to talk to you.
It's all right. Italy coming in. You'll have hours then, mate. Don't worry. And it's October. There you go. So.
Exactly. Yeah. So
we'll talk about that as well. The Italian job.
Yeah. Well, you've done it. So is this a thing that you do every year? Or?
No.
Oh, it's the same you.
This is new. I've never ridden
Oh,
it.
okay, fine.
Never
Right,
ridden
okay,
it
cool.
in my life.
All right.
And I want to do it but this is another. We'll save another time about the Italian trip. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be a challenge to me, and I need to lose some kilos for that, which I will, of course. And
Good weather's coming now, mate.
absolutely no excuse. So it's another story, and the build up and the aftermath will be, I'm sure, interesting.
Yeah, so that'd be good. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, getting away, doing some cycling.
Cool.
Cool.
Well, we need to wrap up, my friend. Otherwise we'll be-
Let's wrap up, mate. Yeah, 40 minutes. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching once again. Do the normal stuff of subscribe, like, nice comments, good feedback, as in constructive, what to do different or what we're not doing right.
Any subject you want us to talk about, we'll do our best. We can talk about most things. And
Yeah.
above all, come in for a coffee and have a chat.
So yeah, again, if you are local and you don't already come in, number 4 Tame Road in Chinner. Look us up on Google, the Biker Bean Coffee House. Open every day apart from Monday.
Of course.
You won't see me here during the week. It'll be my wife Claire.
You might see me in the week.
You'll probably see him here every day.
And
You'll probably see Alex behind the camera.
Yes.
She'll be in. But yeah, cool. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and until next time. You're busy now, mate, because you're gallivanting.
I'm off to
around
Mallorca. I'll be
York,
the next thing you see me, I'll be properly red. So
you'll be brown, mate. Yeah, you've got a bit of a tan.
I go red, mate.
Do you go lobster?
I go bronze and brown for a day, and then peel, because I'm British.
Yeah.
Cool, fantastic.
Cool.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers,
See you later.
guys.
Thanks, Ed.